Shalom.
Before we get started, we're going to turn to the east to give our praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Want to give double honors to the apostles, the elders, of Great Millstone, the men that taught us this truth. That's 100% true. The true way of worshiping the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai. You want to say peace and salutation to you hopeful elect out there? Shalom. This is GMS Memphis Camp, back at it once again, out here on the highways and hedges, to preach this gospel, to preach this good news, and preach the downfall of America. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, and we hope you be edified with this pre-camp lesson. So let's start out with the Joel 2 and 1.
This is Joel 2 and verse 1. It reads, blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
It said, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Zion is another name for the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Hispanic. Keep going.
Yep, and it says, in Joel 2 and 1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
In the Lord's holy mountain. Once again, referring to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Hispanic. Keep going.
It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. All the people in the land tremble. Over here in America, we preaching this good news and preaching the downfall of America. Let everyone over here tremble. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. These are the nations. Let them tremble. Because this message not only for you Israelites, it's for the heathen too, the wicked too. They're supposed to be in fear. Keep going.
And it says let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
So the day of the Lord has come, and it's nigh at hand. Another way to say that is near. The Lord is near, hey, than what we believe. Let's prove that. Let's go to Matthew 24. Started, I think, 3. Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 24, starting at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
What shall it be? The disciples was asking Yahweh Shai, what shall be the sign of thy coming? Let's see.
What shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
And of the end of the world. Now this not referring to like, hey, the world for the end. It ain't gonna be no more humans. You know, the whole world just for the end. Like how Esau tried to put it. No, it's referring to an end of age. Because according to the scriptures, the earth abideth forever. Keep going.
Picking up at verse 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many.
And we seen a lot of people being deceived, especially you Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Hispanic. A lot of you been led astray. A lot of you flocking to these pork chop pastors, these other Israelite group that sold out for 50 lucre's sake. You being deceived. Keep going.
Picking up at verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
See, all these are signs. Wars going on. Rumors of wars. These are signs leading up to our Lord Yahweh Shai coming. And this is what he letting us know to pay attention to. This is how you're supposed to measure the time. Keep going.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. It's just leading up to the end of this kingdom. Keep going.
Picking up at verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
All these are signs. Famine, plagues, pestilence, wars going on, earthquakes. These are signs that the Lord lead to us to pay attention to. When you see these things going on, hey, you should know that we living in some evil times. Hey, and the Lord finna make His grand appearance. Keep going.
And then shall many be offended. Oh, Salah, come on. Picking up at verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
Hold on, go back. Like, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Start back in.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 24, picking up at verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Hold on. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. I was in verse 7. Yeah, I was in verse 7.
Yeah.
Salah.
Read that again.
Salah. This is Matthew chapter 24, picking up at verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Give me that word sorrow from the Google.
This is sorrow in the Google definition. And it says a feeling of deep distress.
A feeling of deep distress. A lot of you Israelites feel some deep distress. You finna go through some heartbreak. You finna go through some pain, anguish, sadness. Keep going.
It says a feeling of deep distress caused by loss, disappointment, or other misfortune, or other misfortune suffered by oneself or others.
So a lot of you Israelites finna lose things in these times. We're seeing a lot of evil is growing. And if your head ain't been up under a rock or whatever, you will see what's going on right now. You know, with this tariff with Donald Trump. A lot of, you seen in the articles, man, they telling you, hey, you need to stock up on this. You need to be buying this because it's going to be out of shelves. So we saying evil is growing. Hey, the Lord spoke of these things. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of suffering. People losing things, losing their jobs. So let's get into this article showing you that we living in some evil end times.
This is from naturalnews.com, and it says supply chain collapse looms as U.S.-China trade war reaches extinction level crisis. Store shelves were empty like never before. And this came out May 8th, 2025.
So it says store shelves were empty like never before. You look back in 2020, how the shelves were looking. Man, you couldn't even go up in there and get hardly nothing. I don't think you probably see what's like ketchup, mustard, mayo, shit like that. You hardly see no solid food. So it's gonna be, hey, the Lord finna bring a famine to America like never before. Keep going.
And reading into it, it says the American way of life is about to be violently upended. It says, upended. It says as the U.S.-China trade war reaches a catastrophic tipping point, one that supply chain experts warn will trigger shortages worse than the pandemic. It says mass unemployment.
So this is gonna be worse than the pandemic. It's gonna be worse than the CV. And we see how people, and they were panic buying. They were rushing to get toilet tissue. They weren't rushing to get food. They were rushing to get toilet tissue. Like damn.
Yeah.
If your ass ain't eating, your ass ain't gonna be shitting. So what the hell you gonna be using toilet tissue for?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, man. And that was just a test run to see like how they gonna react, because them same people, when they do it this time, they're not gonna be so quick to stock those shelves, and then that's when they're gonna come in and get them on TV, so that they have some type of way of normalcy.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is back in the article, and it says one, the supply chain experts warn will trigger shortages worse than the pandemic, mass unemployment, and
it said mass unemployment. So it's gonna be a whole lot of jobs laying people off. You're gonna get that meeting, a whole lot of people round up in the break room or whatever. Hey, I'm sorry, but we gotta let you go. Hey, we gotta make some budget cuts. People hours gotta get short. Keep going.
Yep, and it says mass unemployment and economic chaos unseen in modern history.
In modern history, so never in modern history has this ever happened. What that sound like? It sound like Jacob Trump, ain't it? A time like never before. Keep going.
It says, with President Trump refusing to back down on tariffs, including a new 25% levy on foreign auto parts and Chinese imports projected to collapse by 80%, the stage is set for what logistics CEO Ryan Peterson calls an extinction level asteroid wiping out the dinosaur kind of event.
Jump to this one. Jump to down. Yeah, to this. Yeah.
Okay. It says the coming supply chain apocalypse. Yep. And it says the warning signs are already flashing red. It says container shipments from China to the U.S. have plummeted 60% since April, with major retailers now burning through stockpiled inventory. See, that's the inventory.
Yeah.
So once that inventory is down, now the little that they have left, they're gonna have to jack the prices up on it and start rationing shit out.
Yeah. That's when that hyperinflation gonna come in the picture.
Yep. And it says once those reserves vanish, like within weeks, Americans will face barren shelves.
So American people are going to be faced with empty shelves. Keep going.
It says Americans will be faced. It says Americans will face barren shelves, rationing, and hyperinflation on everyday goods.
So hey, your food prices is finna go up.
They already high.
Like it's already high as it is. Like man, I went to Kroger not too long ago to buy some eggs. My eggs high as hell. I just left that shit on the shelf. I was like, damn. So you gonna have eggs. One of the things I had read in another article, it said some of the food that finna go up is seafood finna skyrocket. Eggs finna skyrocket. Meat, ground beef is finna skyrocket. So you got all these daily items Jake like to eat, it's finna go up. And people, just as it is, they can't even hardly pay their rent. They gotta choose from paying their rent or putting food on their table. So America gonna be left with these choices, either to keep a roof over their head or put food in their belly.
Yep, finishing up, and it says Americans will face barren shelves, rationing, and hyperinflation on everyday goods. Smaller businesses already struggling.
Smaller businesses already struggling. You still got the middle class still struggling from the pandemic. They hanging on to their last leg. Like how them people be when they in a coma, and they been in a coma for so long, and then the doctor just tell their loved ones, hey man, I don't think he's gonna come back to life. He been in a coma for months. We might as well just pull the plug. So that's how these small businesses is.
Yep.
Hey, just ready to pull the plug. Hey, they done for.
Yep.
Because these elites, they want the poor and the rich. They don't want the middle class no more. So once this happens, man, it's over with. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Because they having to spend so much money to get the stuff that they sell in their store. So, you know, with them jacking the prices up here, they ain't really making too much money.
Exactly.
They losing more money than they make.
Exactly.
Yep. But that was it.
So let's go to Ezekiel 7 and 5.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, and evil and only evil, behold, is come.
So evil has come. Evil means bad times. So we living in some bad times right now, and you Israelites don't even know it. Keep going.
Picking up at verse 6. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee.
So the end has come. The end has come, and it is watching for you. Huh. The end watching for you, but you Israelites not watching for it. The Lord telling you to pay attention to the signs, to the end times of His coming, but you ain't paying attention. But the end time paying attention to your ass, if it'll suddenly come up on you as a thief in the night, have you in distress? Give me that in the Ecclesiastes 12. Matter of fact, start at 1.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
This is the time you need to be trying to remember the Lord. You need to be trying to seek the old path. You need to be trying to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding while you can, before it's too late. Keep going.
Yep. And it says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw not.
So you need to be trying to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding before the evil days come near. Like right now, you can get it. It's free. It's available. Like you still can go to the grocery store, get your little daily food item, get your little bread that perish, but you ain't trying to get the bread that doesn't perish. They're gonna give you everlasting life. See, this is gonna save you when all hell break loose. But Jake doing like how they doing, still walking by, ain't paying attention, don't know what the hell going on. Keep going.
And it says in verse 1, finishing up, it says, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Keep going.
It says in verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Keep going.
It says in verse 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Now who is the keepers of the house? These economists. See, they pay attention to how the society is moving. They know, man, America done for. It's a wrap. Stick a fork in it, it's done. So they see it's not getting any better. So the keepers of the house, these economists, even they trembling. They in fear. Keep going.
And it says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
It said the grinders cease because they are free. The grinder represent these jobs. It's gonna cease. Like how it was said in that article. It's gonna be. It said mass what?
Mass unemployment.
It's gonna be mass unemployment. A lot of jobs is gonna be doing a layoff. Cause you gotta look at it. It's like a domino effect. If the dock workers ain't getting no work, the truck drivers ain't getting no work. So if the truck drivers ain't getting no work, these warehouses ain't gonna get no work. You know, these truck drivers like the heart of the country.
Yeah, everything. Gas, whatever you need.
Yeah, everything. You know, they put gas. You know, the truck driver, they bring gas to these gas stores. They bring furniture to these furniture stores, food to these grocery stores. So if they ain't getting no work, bro, how can this kingdom stand?
Hey, something that people take for granted, the garbage truck drivers.
Hey,
man, if that goddamn garbage truck don't run,
Yeah, it's good.
woo.
But
Man.
It's gonna be like them dead bodies and shit.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna bring them. That's what's gonna bring them teeth wild beasts out too.
Yeah.
Finish up in Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened."
So those that look out the window be darkened. So when you Israelites look out the window, it's gonna be darkened. It's not gonna be no future. It's not gonna be no hope of this place getting better. Like as it says in Jeremiah, matter of fact, get that right quick. Jeremiah 51. We will have healed Babylon, but it can't be healed. This place cannot be healed. It's done for. Like this place is it's like a ticking time bomb, ready to explode.
This is Jeremiah 51:9.
Matter of fact, start at 8.
And starting at 8, it says, "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed."
So Babylon is suddenly is falling. It's what it says. Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. So it's going to happen suddenly with this place. Everything business as normal, as Jake look at it, but it's really not normal because things are getting worse and worse. Keep going.
Yep, and it says, "Hell for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed."
Keep going. Now this the Lord being sarcastic. Take balm for her that she may be healed.
Yep.
Like, man, this place done for it. It can't be healed.
Yep.
Keep going.
Gangrene. This is verse 9, Jeremiah 51:9. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky."
So the judgment of this kingdom has reached unto heaven. Like the Lord is done with this place. He just itching to come back to destroy it. So the mindset of you Israelites should be, man, you need to be trying to flee. You need to be trying to depart spiritually, mentally, not physically trying to go to Africa. You think you're going back to your ancestors and everything. Like, no. You need to be trying to depart by coming back to the ways of the Lord before it's too late. Give me that in second Ezra.
All right, this is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction."
See, this is what the Lord for to bring. What the wacky tacky ass Christians don't understand. He ain't bringing peace. He for to bring evil and only evil. And one of the plagues he's gonna bring is famine, food shortage. So when you go in your local grocery store and you see the shelves empty, you know the Lord did that. Keep going.
This is second Ezra chapter 15, picking up at verse 6. "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
Read it again.
All right, this is second Ezra chapter 15, verse 6. "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
So the Lord's going to bring these plagues, this famine, because of the wickedness have been going on in America. The scripture speak about the eyes of the Lord is up on this sinful kingdom. He see all the wickedness that goes on in America. So since you Israelite so comfortable at rest, the Lord is going to shake things up. He's going to bring plagues. He's going to bring famine. Give me that Ezekiel.
This is Ezekiel 14:13. "Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it."
See what he said, when a land sinned against him, what would he do? He would break out the staff. He would bring famine. I want you to read that in the NLT too. See, only you Israelites, you can sin against the Lord. And there's a punishment when you sin against him. And one of the main thing that the Lord liked to bring, he liked to bring famine. And he better bring a famine like never before. Because you Israelites love to eat. Every Israelite fat as hell, weight, about 200 some pounds. So the Lord like, hey, I'm gonna cut off the food supply. I'm gonna get these niggas a slim fast diet.
Make you fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your ass fast. Eating every goddamn hour. Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 14 and 13 in NLT. It says, son of man, suppose the people of the country were to sin against me, and I lifted my fist to crush them, cutting off their food supply and sending a famine to destroy both people and animals.
See, this is what the Lord's finna do. We finna cut off your food supply. Ain't no more DoorDash. Ain't no more, what Jake like to do, how they like to get their food,
Uber Eats.
Yeah, Uber Eats. Ain't no more of that. None of that.
Buffets.
Yeah, going to these buffets, eating seafood.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
Fix your bowl how you want it.
Yeah, doing these little YouTube channel called Mukbang.
Yeah.
Like sitting down eating abomination.
Yeah, sit down eating a fucking 50 piece.
Yeah.
Like, no one needs to know that you're eating 50 pieces.
Yeah, even with these little sports games they be having. All these goddamn eating all them fucking hot dogs and shit. The Lord finna cut out all of that.
Too much food.
Yeah.
Too much food.
Give me that second Ezra 6.
All right, this is second Esdras chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
So suddenly shall the sown places be unsown. What are the places that is sown right now? These grocery stores. They sown with food. They sown with fruits, vegetables, canned food, all types of, food that you go to the store and you eat. But suddenly, it's going to be unsown. It's going to be found empty.
Yeah, man, and they call that staging, because, this brother, he worked in, grocery stores and stuff like that. They do it at Walmart where they'll pull it up to the front of the shelf to make it look like it's full. And then, you go up there to grab you some ketchup and behind it, it ain't
nothing, yeah.
God damn. I ain't know that. Keep going.
And they be controlling the food too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna put out this amount because we know they're gonna buy it out.
Yep.
All right, this is second Esdras chapter 6, verse 22 again. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
So a trumpet gonna give what? So like you say a trumpet shall give
shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
So when you Israelite hear this trumpet, you're gonna be suddenly afraid. And this that see the trumpet is being blown right now. Y'all ain't even afraid. But when you start seeing all hell break loose, now you're gonna be afraid. Now when you go in these grocery store and see the food shelf empty, now you're afraid. What the hell going on?
Cause that's your people coming on the news, showing you what's going on in these stores, and people they're gonna be in fear like, damn. But then it's gonna click in your mind like, I was warned.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 33 and 33. Then say they know that a prophet has been among them.
Son. Keep going.
This is verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Hold on, where you at? So like 24.
Second Esdras 6.
Yeah. Stop at 24.
Okay.
So, like,
So I read 23.
yeah, just, stop it till it go.
All right. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
So you're going to have friends even fight against one another. You know, you think that's your homeboy right now. You think y'all cool. But when hard times come, he going to show y'all, man, y'all really want friends. Shit. People, hey, my brother, he was joking when I was telling him about ain't going to be some hard time coming, going to be a famine. And he said, he was joking. But he was like, man, push call to shove. He said, I'll eat a motherfucker to save my life. But I said, hey, I believe you would. I like, you gonna have people out here committing cannibalism.
Yeah.
Because people don't know how tough it is to not eat.
Yeah.
That starvation is a motherfucker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that goes back to prophecy, you know, like what our elder Nabal always like to say. That's prophecy. It goes back to Lamentation where it said they should sodden their children.
Yeah.
You know, that goes into the bull and the fucking pigs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen, man. And that's what reality is going to kick in on a lot of these motherfuckers out here, man.
Yep. You were through on that? Or just more?
No, it was a little more.
All right.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
So that's it on there. Let's end it off on that Proverbs.
Proverbs 3:25. Be not afraid of sudden fear.
So be not afraid of sudden fear. This is towards the elect. You hopeful elect out here that believe in this truth. That believes the evil times is coming. Keep going.
It says, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh.
So when Esau Edom, he come in like a flood, man, you won't have to be worried. Because the Lord, hey, he's going to protect his elect. You know the name of the Lord. All thing you got to do is just call on him and believe. Be faithful to him, he's going to be faithful to you. Keep going.
Yep, and it says in verse 26, for the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, shall be thy confidence.
He's going to be your confidence in the days of evil time. Because as it says in the scriptures, my servant shall eat. But you going to be hungry. You the one that scoffed them off. You the one that didn't believe. But my servant, they're going to be straight though.
Yep.
Keep on.
And it says, for the Lord shall be thy confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken.
So the Lord's going to keep our foot from being taken from the evil man, that wicked man, Esau Edom. So no harm is not going to come to the Lord's elect. So it ain't nothing to fear, it ain't nothing to worry about. So hey, we hope this pre-camp lesson was edifying to the elect. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.